guys, what's up? Barkham and Hobo here, and, well, today's Halloween. Yep, a time for scares, spooks, and more. Well, around here, we call it Hoboween, but same difference. Now, when it comes to choosing a game for Hoboween, I have a bevy of options and seem to be getting more every year. Well, this year is kind of special. You see, 50 years ago, the world was introduced to Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Now there's a franchise with some staying power. Scooby's been in TV shows and movies, both theatrical and direct-to-video, and a ton of other kinds of merchandise too. You know, cups and mugs, clothes, books, and of particular importance in this video, video games. So this year, we're looking at Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase on the PlayStation. So, is this game worthy of a Scooby snack? Or should we leave this mystery unsolved? Let's find out. It's time to Hobo up! The story for Cyber Chase is that Scooby and the gang have all gotten their own video game. However, the Phantom Virus is here and he plans to lock them in forever. So Scooby, Doo, and Shaggy must defeat him. Alright, so, the story is pretty basic. I mean, it's pretty much just the plot of the movie that came with this. But hey, you know what? It's serviceable, so we'll give it a pass. Alright, let's move on to gameplay. For gameplay, Cyber Chase is a lot like Crash Bandicoot. You know, run the end of the level, defeat enemies, avoid obstacles, you know, that kind of thing. You've seen this a million times. The level themes are pretty nice. You have Japan, Rome, the Arctic, a prehistoric jungle, a big city, Egypt, and closing out with a carnival. I mean, the movie did end at a carnival, so I guess it makes sense for the game to end there too. Shaggy and Scooby's moveset is pretty limited in scope. It's just run, jump, a bounce attack to open boxes, and pie throwing. There's a good amount of collectibles in the game too, starting with the Scooby snacks. They're basically the Wumpo fruit from Crash, but the difference is that when you collect a lot in a short time, they multiply, which is handy since 100 gives you an extra life, so collect all that you can in as little time as you can. The other pickups are the life-replenishing hamburgers, 1-ups, and the pies that you'll throw. The thing about the pies though, they're pretty limited. See, aiming pies is not as smooth as it should be. You only have a dot to give you a vague idea of where it'll go, and there were times when I thought I was dead on, the pie went flying wide, or other times I thought I'd miss, and it hit dead on. It's not the best system though. Also, the pies can run out when you really need them. Bounce attack will also kill enemies, but keep in mind, you can't bounce from a double jump, just a single one. My advice is this: never pie an enemy you can bounce. Never bounce an enemy you can just simply run by. There are two kinds of enemies. Enemies that run directly at you to attack, enemies that throw projectiles. So the enemies that throw projectiles can be pretty annoying, especially when they're placed where it's difficult to hit them with a pie, because if you get hit, you slide back, and if there's a pit behind you, well, in you go. There is one pickup I forgot to mention earlier. There's the dog tags that act as the checkpoint. However, it's really frustrating to just see those, but die before you can reach it and have to go back. Oh yeah, it is really easy to die in this game, but we'll get into that a little later. The game even has some vehicle levels. These are a sled and a skateboard, both are Shaggy, and you can't stop, you can only slow down and turn. You have to reach the end without dying, and I find in these ones, the analog stick is not the best. Just use the D-pad, it'll save you a lot of stress. Trust me. Each world has 3 levels, and every third level is a boss. The bosses are basically the dodge their attacks and wait for the chance. The game even tells you when the chance is, and then throw the pie. I did mention that the pie isn't the best, but unfortunately now we get into the rough parts of the game. For one thing, Shaggy and Scooby move very, very slowly, and sometimes it's not fast enough to dodge anything, and keep that in mind, that will come up later. The game really needed a run button, or heck, even just a quick dash would have been super helpful in getting out of those situations. Sadly, that just wasn't meant to be. And then the platforming is askew. It really, really needed more time in development to iron out the kinks. And I cannot tell you how many times I accidentally overshot or undershot a platform and fell to my death. And this problem is especially notable in Egypt 2, which was a roadblock young me could never get past. I did not beat this game as a kid, and even this level still gave me a lot of trouble before I finally beat it and put it behind me. It feels good to have beaten it, but oh my god, it really, really hurt. And on top of that, enemies can be very, very annoying to deal with. All of them can be really annoying in and of their own right, but the winner of just the regular enemies has to be the bats. Hearing that flapping sound, you know you're in for a rough time. It's even worse when they come in groups, because they fly right at you, and it's really easy to miss them trying to pound them or pie them. And, oh my god, they're so annoying. And they had the nerve to put a lot of these right before difficult platforming sections. Got chiroptophobia? You will after playing this game. The bosses can be way more annoying than they have any right to be. They can be tough to dodge. There are many times I swore I swore I cleanly dodged the attack, but the game's like, nah, that still hit you. And this one right here is probably my second least favorite because, good lord, who the heck had the idea to make an ice floor for a boss with hard to dodge attacks? Whoever did that, they should be fired because, good lord, that is not good game design. Ooh, but we've only just gotten started with these bosses. Watch this. Did you see that? How the heck was I supposed to know that was coming and avoid it? If I had only had one hit point left, I would have died and had to redo the entire boss fight. And that's just one example of the cheap stuff the game likes to throw at you. Remember that very first level in the game? You'll be returning there a lot when you need to gather more lives. Trust me on that. What you'll also be doing is saving between every level, and then there's this one error I found where it just couldn't find the memory card. It took a while to get it fixed. Fortunately, I didn't lose any progress or anything. It only happened once the entire playthrough. It's still kind of annoying. I can imagine it can screw you over if it happens at a bad time. But none of those things compared to the brutality and insane difficulty of the final boss. My goodness gracious, the final boss. This thing takes most of the problems I complained about and compiles them all into a big ball and then just inflates that ball. This is so brutally hard. You best hope you are perfect at dodging and everything, because if you're not, this thing will destroy you and laugh at you about it. If I had reached this as a kid, I don't think I ever would have been able to get past this, good lord. And you know what the strategy is here? The strategy? Are you sure? You ready? You do this? You sure? Okay. You have to get perfect at dodging and hope your health holds out to land that final hit. Otherwise, you are going down. This is like in it being in gym class, when there's a little scrawny kid playing a game with a bigger, tougher kid, but the gym teacher likes the bigger kid better and lets him cheat, while forcing the smaller kids to follow an arbitrary set of rules that's designed to screw him over. Do you think that's fun? Nope. Do you think the kid has any chance of winning? A very slim one, I'll give you that. Oh, man. Guys, this final boss is no joke. Honestly, he's so tough. I'm not quitting. Let's keep going. That final boss, man, let me tell you, that was no joke. That was super tough. Took me just under an hour, but I finally did beat it. It just takes all the problems that the game has and just rolls them all into one ball and then just inflates it massively. It is so tedious and annoying, and just the fact that you basically have to get good at dodging and hope your health holds out, I don't like that. Well, you know what? Let's look at the presentation before we call it. Graphically, the game is a mixed bag. The PlayStation is certainly capable of better graphics than this, especially since this is a late entry game, but the graphics are okay for what they are. I mean, you can tell who's who, and you can tell where you're at, and you know what? It does not look bad at all, so points for that, I suppose. Regarding music, well, my friend once said that even the worst Scooby-Doo movie has at least one good song, and yeah, I agree there. The music here is actually really good. It's nothing you'll put on your iPod, but it's great background noise and definitely gets you in the mood to play the game. Really, great soundtrack. The character models do look good, but there is one thing I wish they'd done more with. You see, In the Arctic level, Shaggy wears a jacket. Honestly, they could have taken that so much further, give every level their own costume, but whatever, it doesn't really detract from the game, it just would have been cool. Oh man, dude, missed opportunity. Regarding the sound design and voice acting, well, the voice acting is really good, all the characters sound like they should and they play off each other well. You do hear a lot of the same voice clips and sound effects when you pick up items and such. Although, you can look past that, at least I hope you'd be able to, otherwise you're going to have some trouble with this game. Ultimately, this game has some great sound and, we'll hold off on that for a sec. Well, there you have it. That's Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase on the PlayStation. How does it stand? Let's find out. How does it play? Well, when it works pretty well. I did have some fun with it here and there, but those problems I mentioned, like the slowness and just that final boss, and the cheap bullcrap the game would like to throw at you, it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. So then the presentation, you know, the graphics are, I mean, even for a late entry PlayStation game, it's capable of being better. The music though, the music is probably the biggest highlight. It's so good. So where does that leave us? Well, this game really rides the line between bands that have been indecent, but you know what? I had some fun and the music is good, so just for those alone, this game is decent. Should you chase it down? Well, only if you're a die-hard Scooby-Doo fan, or if you just have this weird itch that only a late entry PlayStation game can scratch. Otherwise, give it a pass, I guess. I don't know, you do what you want. And that about does it for Hoboween this year. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in November for 2 specials. I mean, hopefully 2. And then we'll wrap up this year for Christmas, and then it's off until 2020. So thank you guys so much. I hope you had a great time watching. I love you all. Hobo out!